What's going on YouTube? EarthP0w3R here, bringing you a narrated match between myself and Theo. Myself running Water Dark Light Cobalt, and Theo running Fire Nature Water. I guess it could be like aggro, SaberBolt, whatever you want to call it. It's his own take on it. He's running Neurons and SaberBolts and all that. Same deck he's been running for a while, but he fixed it up a little bit with some Dragon Strike stuff. Not a lot, but just fixed it up a little bit, and we got ourselves a match. So if you've noticed, I've sped this up ×2, hopefully to make that a little more enjoyable. That way there's no lag time for the most part, and I can just go over quickly the high points of the match and see if you guys enjoy it that way. So Theo starts with the very ominous Prickleback, and that only tells me one thing, that I've got a SaberBolt to worry about. But then as turn 4 comes around, he shows that he also has the turn 4 Neuron off the Sprite. So I'm forced to bounce it back to his hand and just hope that I can come up with a way to deal with it. Look at how fast I'm shuffling my hand. Good lord. This is going super fast. He doesn't have a play on turn 5, which I found interesting. I guess he doesn't have removal, and he doesn't want to drop the SaberBolt or the Sabertooth, but I feel like I would have dropped Sabertooth there if I had it. Maybe he just didn't have it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving the deck too much credit for always having Sabertooth. But it doesn't happen, and he swings it with Neuron again and hits the memory, which allows me to dig for the Bone Blades and banish Neuron on my next turn. So now I'm sitting okay. Theo's got a lot of cards in his hand, though, and I'm just scared at what a turn 6 could do. He could potentially barrage and wipe out my field and prick away with Prickleback, plink away another shield with a Prickleback. And then he does show that he has the barrage. The next turn, I guess he just want to get Sabertooth on field first. I don't know, maybe the cards are just coming to his hand later than I'm anticipating, but I decided to just start setting up defense, put up Granger, and then put up another Gloom Hollow, and I'm just trying to sit behind this wall until I can either drop Andromeda or drop a card on Cobalt, or get bait for the Cobalt, I should say, to where I can play that, regain some of my momentum, and take some of the pressure off from Theo just blasting away all of my shields. It wasn't looking pretty for me at the start of this duel, but it seems like I'm managing to stabilize here. And should things go according to plan, I'm just trying to drop a couple creatures on board so I can either drop the Halon or the Cobalt and just annihilate. So Theo at this point reveals that his whole hand has just been 1-drops. Like double Prickleback and a Sprite, and I'm just like, wow. So my only mass removal, the Storm Spark Blast, I decided to do that and just knock away as much as I can, knowing that I've got Gloom Hollow to hide behind. The Prickleback's not going to do too much damage. But he manages to remove my Gloom Hollow somehow. I think that was a T-Flame. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't paying too much attention there. I apologize for that. But he breaks another shield with Prickleback and hits the Bone Blades, so I just go ahead and banish it just to finish it off. Don't want it going back to the hand for the potential of another Sabertooth or Flame Spike, as he does run Flame Spike. So that card is quite scary. So he's sitting with the card in hand, and I draw into Fumes. I think I'm just holding a lot of removal at this point, and I actually put the Chasm down. I don't know if that was the better. It looks like a memory for a Canyon Skimmer, though. It just looks like I guess I'm just trying to set up to where I can remove something by dropping the Canyon and the Halon. But then I drop Halon, so maybe... Nope, I got Andromeda with the memory, excuse me. God, this is going too fast for me to keep up with. This is exciting. So, after I drop the Andromeda, I'm feeling super safe behind my shields, and with just staring down a Sprite, I decided to just go full force. I've got the Puppet in hand, or the Puppet in the the Puppet in the Keeper of Dawn, goodness gracious, on board, and just break a couple things. And Theo actually has the Root Trap, so he Root Traps away the Andromeda. And I still have very much, in fact, too much field presence, so I just decided to keep going in, hit a Barrage, which hits the Fumes that I just played just to deal with his hand. Look at me shuffle those pits. So anything he could summon right now I could easily remove, and there's no way I think he can go for game right now. He's got 2 or 3 cards in hand. and he would have to deal with a Granger and a Star Lantern otherwise if he was trying to go for game. So feeling super safe right now, barring a blast or the removal, which he has in the form of a Heat Seekers to get rid of the puppet. I should be going for game, but he gets rid of the puppet, so I just Storm Spark to remove a Seneschal with the Star Lantern and Break Slash Shield with Keeper. And as long as Keeper can make it through this turn, it looks like I'm potentially going to have game. He Rusalka's back the Granger and has the Gila Flame to destroy my Keeper of Dawn. So I have Puppet, so I Puppet away one of the Gilas in his hand. It looks like he had that and another water card. So it looks like I'm finally... It was a good top deck on my part. I just needed any creature to drop down and then hope he wouldn't have removal. And he doesn't, so it looks like we're going to game 2. Exciting stuff. That was pretty quick too. It's kind of fun. I'm enjoying this. Maybe the ×2. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you would enjoy it. Well, I mean, I guess I'd have to show you the other way first, but CVH on his channel did a match where he basically cut out all the parts that were just like stalling or laggy to where you just saw when people made plays, and then he just cut it down with the narration still in it. I could try it that way if you guys are interested, or I can keep it this way if you guys kind of like the fast-paced playing, that way you see everything. But let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll go from there. So Theo's on the go first, and his turn 3 play is a Seneschal. But I have Gloom Hollow, and there's Jake Brown. I have Gloom Hollow, and it looks like that's going to protect my shields for a little while. He does have the Bronze Arm, and that just scares the mess out of me. If I see turn 4 Bronze Arm Charm, I'm immediately thinking that Flame Spike is a thing. And I can't. I mean, sure, Seneschal's netting him advantage, but I just cannot deal with a Flame Spike right now. There would be no way to deal with it until like turn 7 with Pit, because I'm not running Lyra in this build currently. That is. So I wound up having the Bone Blades for the Seneschal on the next turn after it breaks a shield. He Logoses to draw some more cards, and I think he's at 6 mana now. So Fumes happens to be my only turn 6 play because I think I'm holding a lot of removal again, or maybe evolutions, I don't know. So I just drop Fumes, just see what he picks out of his hand. It turns out to be a Rusalka. And then he drops Sabertooth. So that is just lovely. Sabertooth is just such a difficult threat to deal with this deck, just because I don't have a lot of high cost beaters, and I don't have Lyra in here to necessarily do stuff with, or to I guess just hold it down until I come up with my turn 7 answer. But it looks like I have the Mulporo, the 1-tech Mulporo, which is kind of cool. Rarely use that card, and here it actually, I guess, sort of worked. But Theo reveals the Bolt Tail on the following turn, and now I have to protect myself from that Bolt Tail. And it looks like Skimmer is my answer, as I know he's going to top deck either or I think he top decked into the Prickleback, set it down into his mana, and then played the Bolt Tail, so he didn't have a card in hand. He had to play the Bolt Tail, he didn't want to wait for the Sabertooth. So, knowing that he's going to top the Sabertooth the next turn, I go ahead and just drop Skimmer, which he destroys immediately. And then the next turn I drop Dracothane to get back a whole bunch of blockers in hopes that he won't be able to do anything with the Sabertooth that he topped. But turns out he does top the bait for the Sabertooth, and now he has 2 giant threats on board. Luckily, I have Gloom Hollow to block out the Sabertooth, but he decides to go in with Bolt Tail, knowing that it's going to die to Dracothane the next turn, and now he's just deciding whether he wants to just tap my Gloom Hollow, which is a dumb choice, so he just passes. I have the Logos. I Logos into a bunch of cards, and I already had the Bone Blade, so I Bone Blades away the Sabertooth and murder the Bolt Tail. And it's looking like I'm in a good position to take this in the next couple turns. It kind of worked out. Got down to 0 shields. It got scary there for a minute, but thanks to a Canyon Skimmer and a Dracothane, I'm back in this game. And then Andromeda just puts me right back into it. And that's pretty much the end of the game. I'm feeling super safe now. I've got the blockers, and I've got way too many attackers. But I do hit Barrage as a final shield, so. But now he's got 2 giant dragons and 2 shields, and I just don't think he's going to be able to take the game. Triple Helo. He can't play Triple Helo Flame. I think he's only at 10 mana. And a Bolt Tail and a Hela, again, isn't going to be possible because he just doesn't have the mana to do it. And I think that's going to be the end of the game. So, Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for ways to do this in the future. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Check out the social links below, guys, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peach.